What's up, everyone? So yesterday my class for my first day of building a character was fun as usual. We were learning how to walk, and as exciting and as easy as that sounds, it wasn't easy. Well, to some it wasn't. To some others it was pretty tricky. But what I mean by learning how to walk, basically, we had to show how much weight we had, the tempo of our walking, the space we were taking while walking, and the force we were giving by walking. Now, again, you're probably sitting there going, what? Walking? Okay, that's not hard. Well, in a sense it was. Like I said, to some people, they didn't really get, especially the force part. No one got that. And I'm not talking about some fucking Jedi force powers. Like, I'm talking about actual, well, there's no actual force. I'm just not talking about like that Jedi stuff. But which would have been pretty cool. But I'll give you a brief explanation of what what all of it means. Basically, the weight of the person doesn't necessarily mean how skinny or how fat they are. It just means that the weight that you're portraying is the weight on your shoulders, not on your shoulders specifically, but the weight of how someone walks. Like, when someone slumps when they walk, that they look like they have that heavy look when they're walking. That's the weight. Or like when someone walks straight and they just walk really fast, they have no weight at all. Like, they look like they have no weight whatsoever. So in other words, like, they don't like necessarily have any kind of like sluggish slump, I guess I want to say, to their weight. So that was one thing. We had to portray the weight. You fucking stay there, piece of shit. Then there's the tempo. Obviously, we all know what the tempo is, but I'm going to explain it because there are slow people. Tempo is pretty much how fast pretty much how fast or how slow you walk. So a very slow tempo, you have this like very casual slow walk to you, whereas medium would be just a bit faster than that, and then fast tempo would be like where you're just like speed walking everywhere. The other one is space, pretty much the space you take when you're walking. Again, doesn't necessarily mean how fat you are. It just means that when you're walking, you know how some people's arms swivel all over the place, or when the space you take of every step you take. Some people have like little baby steps. Others have like a bigger step than that, and then others have that fucking gigantic leap when they're walking. So it's like it's really that like very like long walk where they like people where their legs are spread apart. Kind of like how ballerinas are. Ballerinas take a lot of fucking space when they're moving around. That's the kind of space I'm talking about. And the force. Now, it's pretty difficult to explain what the force is. It has nothing to do, again, with midichlorians or anything like that. But it does. I might have pronounced that wrong. Oh well. What it is though, force. Like, let's say. And my teacher explained it very, 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 very clear. He says the force, blackness, the force pretty much is, like, let's say when a toddler is jumping up and down and he's stomping his feet, like, very, very, very furiously. He's like, pa, 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 just jumping up and down. And he has all that force, but he has no weight. Well, the weight really has a lot to play into the force as well, but in this case, there isn't. When a toddler's jumping up and down and he's stomping on the ground, and he's like, oh my god, I'm having so much fun, blah, 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 blah. He's jumping up and down. That's exactly how my teacher said it. That's his force. He has so much force. Pretty much let's say when a mouse runs in the room, you know how everybody freaks out? Well, that mouse has all the force because he's pushing everything out of the way, specifically everybody. Like, that doesn't necessarily have to be like furniture or anything that has to do with like force. Doesn't necessarily have to do with pushing furniture. It also means like what you can also move out of your way, specifically human beings. So like I said, a mouse or a roach would like run by, and that roach would scare everybody in the room. Well, whoever's scared of roaches and mice, rats, whatever, and they scurry and scatter through the room, and everyone's flipping his shit, and everyone's moving out of the way, and everyone's like, oh my god, what the fuck, and everybody's running to each side of the room. Yeah, that little shit has all the force because he's pushing everybody out of the fucking way. Shut up, it's not a Star Wars thing. But we had to learn that, and it was like 11 students in total, and we were all pulled side by side. Well, we were all pulled one by one, or we all got up at a time to go see like what our teacher wants us to do. So basically, he gave us a weight, tempo, space, and force of what we had to use. So basically, we all had to get up, and we all had to portray what he wanted to, what he wanted us to. So basically, I had medium tempo, medium weight, a shitload of space, and medium force. So basically, I was just, to be honest, I was just pretending I was one of my characters in a video game where I was sneaking around everywhere, which was pretty lame, pretty fucking lame. Oh my god, which was pretty fucking lame. But it helped me get the job done. He didn't specifically ask me what was I portraying, but all I do know is that, when I went up and he was like, what was the weight? He was asking the class, what was the weight? What was the force? What was the tempo? What was the space? And everybody, some people got it wrong, some people got it right. But it wasn't necessarily like, it wasn't a contest. It was more of a game as to, if you get it or not. If you don't get it, of course, you ask the teacher. So, now for next week, I gotta come up with an autobiography of myself, pretty much, and we were given an outline as to what we had to add and what everything has to be up there. And we have to go into detail with this thing, and I have to put everything that's about me. And also, for the next 6 or 5 weeks ahead, I have to bring in a monologue that I have to do. And like I mentioned before in my first video, I had to pick something that I can never be possibly cast as. So because honestly, I don't have time to go to New York, and because I wake up really late since I work a night shift. I get up really late, I get up like around 1 or 2 p.m. almost 3 o'clock p.m. and because I work from 6 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. So when I get home, it's like 3:15, and then I spend another 3 hours, maybe 2.5 hours, 3 hours up, and then I go to bed after that. Like I don't really necessarily stay up past 6. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So I really can't spend time to go to New York as much as I would love to go and pick out a different bunch of plays and different books and see what I can be possibly never be cast as. And I was gonna go for something that's not me, something that's not, something in the 5'8", 5'9", height, so something not in the 120, 130 range of weight. Mostly my balls. I'm kidding. So I already had a play that had a mother, and when my scene partner and I did that specific scene, we didn't play the mother. We had to play we had to play the other two people that were in the little play. And we did that, and we did our thing, and that was it. I'm gonna be completely honest. I forgot to record it, and I wanted to record it because I wanted to get it, and I wanted to put it up on, on YouTube. But whatever. It seems like I'm about to hit the mark, so I'll make another one. Peace.